lot of crossover, but there's a few different terminologies floating around that are used. And I think a lot of people don't necessarily understand the differences and the maybe the overlappings between them. So yeah, so I'm a naturopathic nutritional therapist. So that means I'm a nutritional therapist, but I studied in a naturopathic college. So there's an additional element of naturopathy. So naturopathy is an approach to healthcare that has been around for like 130 years or so, maybe a bit more, since the late 1800s. It doesn't use like, it's not about techniques and specific therapies. It's more of a philosophy. It's a philosophy.
Okay.
And so it's approaching health problems from a holistic perspective and looking to treat the cause rather than just deal with symptoms. So that's a very basic kind of philosophical thing about naturopathy: treat the cause, starting rebuilding health from the ground up rather than forcing the body into submission through pharmaceuticals or surgery, for example, which might come in that process, but far later on, once you've exhausted all of the kind of natural gentle approaches and kind of go up in order of like intervention strength. So
Yeah.
that's naturopathy in a nutshell. I mean, that's a real nutshell. And then functional medicine is an offshoot of naturopathy that started in the late 80s, early 90s. It was a collaboration of naturopathic doctors, medical doctors, and various scientific and nutritional researchers in the States. And they came together to kind of create this new model for healthcare, which incorporated a lot of the philosophy of naturopathic medicine, but bringing into it modern advances in diagnostics, testing, and various other elements that are very useful in, again, trying to treat the cause. So functional medicine and naturopathic medicine have the same goal of treating the cause. That could otherwise be called root cause medicine. So looking for the root causes of health concerns, so that the body so you can actually fix the problem,
Yeah.
rather than just suppress the problem or try to suppress the underlying issues with medications, but actually fix the problem, and help the body heal itself as
Yeah.
it does. The body heals itself. We are self-healing machines. But
Yeah.
sometimes there are obstacles to healing. Could be nutritional obstacles, emotional obstacles, physical, environmental obstacles. The body is up against challenges when it's trying to regulate itself and
Yeah.
perform optimally. So in functional medicine, it's called functional medicine because we're trying to identify what are the dysfunctions in the person. It's not just the body, the person. It could be emotional as well. What
Yeah.
are the dysfunctions in the person that could lead to the conditions
Yeah.
from which diseases could progress?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you could be diagnosed with Sjogren syndrome.
Yeah.
That's the what. What are you diagnosed with? Sjogren's. Functional medicine is about the why. Why do you have Sjogren syndrome? It's all good and well to know that you have antibodies and you have these symptoms, but conventional medicine doesn't ask the question why.
Yeah. No, they don't. No, they
That's
don't.
like a massive, like, black and white thing there. They do not ask why. That once they've got a diagnosis,
Yeah.
there's no more investigation into what might be behind it. So in functional medicine, we want to understand what might be those contributing factors that have led to the kind of immune dysfunctions that would
Yeah.
lead to autoimmunity and then to Sjogren's in particular.
Yeah. And I guess sometimes I feel this way. I mean it's quite a bold thing to say, but it's not the case all the time. But I feel like sometimes because they're not looking at we may not be looking at why, and then when we put the pharmaceuticals on top, it's almost like what is that saying? Putting fire in the frying pan or something. I just feel like sometimes for me, I just feel like, oh my God, that's like more cortisol that's being put inside me, for example, if I'm on steroids or something.
Yeah.
When cortisol is maybe all the stress I was under was the reason why I got to a certain stage about something. I'm not talking about Sjogren's, I'm just saying in general, I just feel like it's so good to know the cause rather than just piling medication on.
Yeah, exactly. So that's like the medications really should be a last resort.
Yeah, yeah,
Functional medicine, like will first deal, it will try and rebuild health, like addressing the fundamental elements that make a person healthy
yeah,
or not.
yeah,
This is like diet,
yeah,
sleep, stress, social interaction, all the things that we know is just like the basic stuff of health. That's what you start with. In conventional medicine, they almost never get to that. They start with pharmaceuticals and surgery and almost never get to the fundamentals. So it's totally flipped around. It's totally coming up from different angles.
it's so true. And if you have like stomach issues and they're giving medication that makes the stomach issues worse, they'll just give you, what is it, Rene or
Yeah, yeah.
antacids or
Another
something instead
band-aid.
of it
Just to
looking
shadow up.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but meanwhile, that's affecting your nutrient absorption and your whole gastro. So they're never think. So in conventional medicine, they're never thinking holistically.
yeah,
You have
yeah,
specialists that will only think about their organ system and no other organs. It's not their problem. Side effects, not their problem, really. They try and minimize side effects, but they don't really because they still prescribe medications that have loads of side effects. And they'll say, oh, well, it doesn't really matter that much. It's just,
yeah. We'll give you something else for those side effects.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah. There's a
So
lot to
okay,
be said about that, but yeah,
yeah, pardon?
there's a lot to be said about this.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. And then the nutrition